Hi everyone, thank you for watching this video. In this video, I would like to share the overview of the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act because I received a lot of requests for me to give a briefing, talks about the act. Due to my work commitment, I couldn't accept all invitation. Therefore, I decided to make this video so that I can share this video to anyone. You also can share this video to anyone that you think is suitable for them to understand or they know they'll be involved or affected by the act on the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act. And to let you know, this my sharing here is based on my understanding of the act. Okay, based on my own understanding of the act. So if you want to get a definite interpretation of each provision in the act, regulation, or all the documents under the act, please check or verify with the Energy Commission. I'm sharing with you, okay, according to my own personal understanding of the act. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, okay, okay. The act named NGFCCN Conservation Act 2024, or we call it EECA 2024. Okay, the objective of the act, okay, basically is to improve energy efficiency at three sectors: industrial, commercial, and residential. Okay, the bigger goal of the act basically to help the country to reduce the carbon emission as we committed at COP21, okay, by 2030. Okay, we want to reduce the carbon emission intensity to 45%. And then we also wanted to achieve the goal of to become the carbon neutrality or net zero target by 2050. Okay, basically, this act is one of the enablers to ensure or to manage the demand side of energy in Malaysia. Okay, because over the years we've been focusing on the supply side. We are now quite good in that. Now the government using the act is one of the key enablers to manage the energy at the demand side. Okay, this act has been effective, okay, from 1st January 2025. However, it's no legal compliance, okay, required for the consumers or other parties involved yet. Only when the act is effective from 1st January 2025 means that Energy Commission can start to work on whatever it takes based on the provision of the act. Okay, I'll explain to you later. Okay, but for energy consumers, okay, importers, training providers, energy managers, and all that, there's no requirement to comply yet from 1st January 2025 until December 2025. Okay, why? I explain to you in the following slides. Okay. So this is the overview of the contents of the act. Okay, the act has many parts. Okay, part 1 until part 9. Okay, part 1 until part 9. But in this video, I would like to highlight more on part 3 and part 4. Okay, basically duties of energy consumers and also duties of person in charge and building. I also touch on other matters like requirement for the products, okay, and also on how to become energy manager and also energy auditor. But the focus in this video more on the duties of energy consumer and also duties of person in charge of building, because these are the two main elements that are being addressed in the act. So this is the focus to ensure a more energy efficient use of these two areas, okay, consumers and also building. I'll let you know later what does it mean by energy consumers, also what does it mean by buildings. Okay, so another something new in this act, the act has given the Energy Commission a new power, okay, under the part 9, okay, part 8 basically, information of gathering power, means that now Energy Commission has the power to collect energy related information from all energy suppliers. Last time they have only power to collect data on the electrical energy. Yeah, but now they have the power to look into ask for information, energy-related information for all type of energy, because this act covers electrical and thermal energy. Okay, because the previous law, okay, the existing law, Energy Supply Act 1990, the Energy Commission has only the powers to collect data on the electrical energy. But this act will cover both electrical and thermal energy sources. Okay, and then after the act is the main document. The act has all the key provision. They call it enablers. Okay, and then after the act, another document is they call it regulation. And under this act, now we have one regulation. They call it Energy Efficiency and Conservation Regulation 2024. Uh, from this regulation, if you look here, okay, again, the focus is more, I would like to focus again on the chapter 1 and chapter 2, which is registered energy manager, and also chapter 2, energy management under the part 2. Part 2, chapter 1, registered energy manager, and chapter 2, energy management. These are very important to me, okay, for me, for that will affect the energy consumers mainly. Okay, and then I touch a bit on the building as well. Okay, let me summarize this for you. Okay, before I move on, okay, after this regulation, they got the act, okay, regulation. Below this, they got another set of document, also legal document. We call it guides and guidelines. Okay, guidelines and guides. Okay, the difference is that the act is any change that has to go to the parliament to get the approval. Okay, the Dewan Rakyat. But for the regulations, okay, any change, okay, can be proposed and one upon approved by the Attorney General, okay, the AG office, okay, the minister can sign the changes under regulation. But for guidelines and guides, okay, any change can be proposed by Energy Commission, and at the Energy Commission level, they can make the changes accordingly. Okay, that's the difference between these different documents: the Act, the regulation, the guidelines, and also the guides. And all these are legal documents that whoever affected must comply. Okay, must comply. Okay, let me summarize this for you. Okay, under this act, okay, later I go one by one. Okay, for the most important part under this, basically, the first part is section 3. Okay, which covers energy consumers. Who are considered energy consumers? Energy consumers are all energy users, okay, that consume total electrical and thermal energy. The total consumption must be above 21,600 gigajoule. Okay, and then after that, okay, once they are using more than that, they have to comply to the following requirement. What is that? Basically, first, section 5, they must appoint a registered energy manager. They must, in section 6, develop and implement energy management system, okay, according to the guidelines issued by Energy Commission. And then section 7, they must submit the energy efficiency and consumption report every year, okay. And then they must conduct, okay, but they must conduct an energy audit by the appointed registered energy manager every 5 years and submit the report every 5 years. That's energy consumers. And then next one, under section 5.1, the energy consumers must appoint a registered energy manager or a REM. And then section 5.2 outline, okay, some brief requirement on the duties of the registered energy manager. If you look at the purple boxes, okay, section 6, develop and implement management system. And then look at the section 5.2, the purple box, okay, ensure that one of the roles of the registered energy manager is to ensure and monitor energy management system implementation. It means that the energy manager is the one that's supposed to be responsible to develop and implement the energy management system for the energy consumer. And then, of course, the role basically, the energy managers collect the data, okay, analyze the data, and then prepare the report. So the one that is supposed to prepare the report, okay, that we submitted online is the registered energy manager, and also the role of the energy manager basically to advise on the energy saving measures for the consumers. I go more details on the I think if you want to get more details on this function and duties of the registered energy manager, you go to the Energy Commission website, you download the guidelines on the function and duties of registered energy manager. Similar to section 6 just now, develop implement management system. So you can get the detailed guidelines on the energy management system in the guidelines on energy management system issued by the Energy Commission. And then part 3 on the right side, okay, person in charge of building. Means that this refer to not only a person, it's any party that has the control over the building. If the building, if the consumption is lower than, okay, 21,600 gigajoule per year, okay, but above, okay, certain minimum gross floor area value according to definition of the commission, they must comply to requirement on section 10 until section 14, which is to apply for the energy intensity label. And then one receive the label, they must display the label, and they must maintain the label according to the given performance rating. And then if they are the rating minimum below the minimum requirement, they must conduct an energy audit and then submit the energy report with the energy improvement plan, okay, to Energy Commission. Okay, and then we have here energy manager. Sorry, we have here is the energy auditor. Energy auditor, registered energy auditor is the person that has the certificate issued by the commission. The REA can conduct the energy audit for the energy consumer and also for the buildings. Okay, if you look at section 3, energy consumers, so section 3 will cover both. Okay, industrial and building facilities. But for part 3, person in charge of a building, section 10 until 14, basically only applicable to buildings. Okay, only applicable to buildings. For energy consumer, will cover both, okay, building and industrial facilities. Okay, but for the labeling requirement, only for buildings. Okay. Now, I would like to share with you the summary, okay, of what are the activities and what are the deadlines, okay? What are deadlines that need to comply by the energy consumers and buildings, okay? If you look here, okay, if you look here, the Act is effective 1st January 2025. This one first for the energy consumers, okay, for energy consumers, okay? And then, all right, and then, why is no legal requirement, legal compliance required this year until December? Because Energy Commission has to wait, okay, for 12 months to confirm who are these energy consumers that consume more than 21,600 gigajoule, that using thermal electrical energy more than 21,600 gigajoule. Okay, Energy Commission has to wait because now they have to wait the data from the utility company, okay, the electrical energy supplier, and also all the thermal energy supplier like, Petronas, Gas Malaysia, and so on. Okay, and then once they have received the information, okay, Energy Commission will issue the notice to these consumers. Okay, to the consumers. I was told, okay, and now it's April, I was told the first notice is planned to be issued in January 2026, next year. Okay, now 2025. Okay, once the consumer receive the notice, the first thing that any consumer needs to do, basically, first, they must appoint a registered energy manager, okay, within 3 months from the date of the notice. If the consumption is between 21,600 gigajoule to 50,000 gigajoule per year, they can appoint REM type 1 or type 2. If their consumption is more than 50,000 gigajoule per year, they must appoint only registered energy manager type 2. Registered energy manager type 1, the coverage only electrical, okay? But the registered energy manager type 2, the coverage will be electrical and thermal energy. That's the first requirement they need to comply and wait. The second thing they need to do, okay, the consumer, once they receive the notice, from the date of the notice, the consumer has 12 months to conduct the first energy audit, okay, by the appointed registered energy auditor and submit the report according to the report guidelines issued by Energy Commission. This one every 5 years. But for the first time, within 12 months from the date of the notice, received from Energy Commission. That's the second requirement to what they need to do. The third one, after the appointment of the registered energy manager, within 12 months, okay, the consumer must develop and implement energy management system according to the guidelines issued by the Energy Commission. You see, the third item need to be done to comply. Okay, so means that the registered energy manager is the one is supposed to be responsible to ensure the consumer develop and implement energy management system at their facility, either building or industrial. And then the fourth item, basically, within 30 days after the 12th month of the appointment of the registered energy manager, the consumer must submit the energy efficiency and conservation report. This one will be every year. Every year, the one that's possible to submit the report basically is the registered energy manager. So these are requirements for consumers on what are the activities and key deadlines, okay, for them to comply to the act. Okay, and then the next one about the building. Okay, if the building, the consumption is lower than 21,600 gigajoule, okay, but above the minimum gross floor area according to the building category. Okay, for now, Energy Commission has mentioned that office building who are consuming below 21,600 gigajoule but above 8,000 meters square gross floor area according to Energy Commission definition. Okay, so they will be affected. So the first thing that what will happen, under Section 38 of the Act, the Energy Commission will issue the notice to buildings, okay, to office building as a start, okay, for the building to submit their gross floor area value. Okay, once the Energy Commission receive the information, they will confirm, okay, you are using 8,000 meters square, okay, according to the definition, and then the Commission will issue another notice to tell about the compliance requirement. Okay, first notice, submit the GFA value. Second notice, if you receive, basically for building, they have to, about the legal requirement, they have to comply as building. Okay, building that consuming lower than 21,000 gigajoule of energy every year. Okay, and then from the date of the notice, okay, after 12 months, the person in charge of building must submit the applications, okay, application of the energy intensity label. So receive the notice to comply. After 12 months, you have 30 days to submit the first application of the energy intensity label. Okay, these are the summary of the deadlines, activities of the compliance of the Act. Okay, all right. So I think, and next, okay. So next is basically, there are some, if you look here, I would like to share you here, some of the key definition that are available in the Act. Okay? The energy audit, okay, the energy intensity, energy auditor, registered energy auditor, energy intensity level, person in charge of building, energy consumers, energy manager, registered energy manager, and energy management system. These are new. Okay, there's no such requirement before in other previous law about energy in Malaysia. Okay, so I think this is enough for the first part of the video. I'll put this video in several parts, okay? Otherwise, it will be too long, okay? So I have covered here just now, okay? The overview of overall content of the Act, okay? Overview of overall content of the regulations, okay? And then key requirements for energy consumers and buildings. Okay, and then I shared about key deadlines, activities for compliance for energy consumers and building. Okay, so and then also covered here about some of the key definition that are available in the Act. Okay, so I think it's enough for part one of the video. The next video, I'll go much more detail on all the requirement, key requirement, energy management system, reporting, energy audit, and also energy labeling and other requirement. With that, I hope this video helps. Okay, helps you. Okay, helps you. Okay, and you have any questions or queries, please send a message through this channel, whatever feature they have there. And then I hope I can have the time to produce another video to share with you about the NGSACN Conservation Act. Okay, see you again in the next video. Okay, I'll continue with the part 2 of the ECA, okay, for the awareness purpose. Thank you very much. I hope you this video useful to you.